Hi guys, welcome back to Trash It. On today's panel, we have Jude, Yori, Ajike, and Funshaw. Again, these are our usual hosts, and you should already know them by now. If you don't, it means you haven't been watching Trash It. Okay, so we forgive you just this one time, but next week you should know most of the guests that comes on the show. So the topic we're going to be discussing today is are stay-at-home mothers unattractive? Okay. Are stay-at-home mothers unattractive? Do men find stay-at-home mothers who are always at home looking after the children? They go to work, the husband goes to work in the morning, comes back home, and the woman is there in her wrapper with the children. At some point, does the man feel, oh my God, you know what? I just want to see my wife looking like Sarah in the office with her high heels, a pencil skirt, her office shirt. Ajike, I can see you're rolling your eyes. So now let's come to the men. Okay, Jude, let me come to you first. Do you think that stay-at-home mothers are unattractive? Okay, so this is Trash It where we bear all. We speak the truth. We don't do anything audio here because we want our fans to know we practice what we preach, basically. So Jude, I'm going to come to you. Do you think stay-at-home mothers are unattractive? It doesn't mean that, you don't see your wife as attractive or whatever, but what is your take on this? Because some people are stay-at-home mothers for no fault of theirs. Okay, so Jude, let me come to you.
I want to ask before I go on, did you just say all of that because you don't want me to lie? Is that why you put all of that nice story there?
Well, actually,
I'm sipping my drink.
I just want you to tell us how.
Yes, I'll go. I'm in that situation. My wife is a stay-at-home. She's been like that since 2006 when we first had our first child. If I can digress a bit, permit me. You see, when you told me this is what we'll be discussing, I was like, wow, this just hit everything in the head. And I hope that I'm able to be as honest as I can, because I know my wife watches this and she's going to watch it. If she picks anything from here, she changes, great. But my life is kind of what I dreamt of, built when I was young. I always said I wanted have a wife who would stay at home, small house, build a supermarket for her, buy 2 cars, one for work for me, small one for her and the children to be running to nursery and back, have no more than 4 children. I designed it. You have to dream to achieve that. I've achieved all of that. The only difference is I never saw a European in my life. I saw a Nigerian woman because I was dreaming about Nigeria. Now I have a European. And growing in Nigeria, most of our parents then, especially the mothers, were what we call stay at home. We didn't call them stay at home. Christ, they were housewives. And my mama, she's their house. Okay, now political correctness, stay at home. Women have been fighting. So, but I'm going to flip it on the other side. There are stay at home dads as well. And sometimes, like you rightly said, circumstances leads to that. I remember for a reason that I couldn't work in the country, and because I couldn't get work on time, from 2005 to like 2007, my wife was the one working until maternity, sometime in 2007. And I've said it before in one of our shows, because I don't hide I like to bear it up. My wife would go to work. She worked patterns of shifts, so she would be like 2 o'clock back. And when she came back late, like 8 p.m., I'll have to go wait for her and pick her up from work. I'll take the bus. My wife was coming home, my dear. I've been lazing up and sleeping all day. Before 30 minutes, I don't clean everywhere, dress up, the wait for her nights, make sure the man they active. We get one small laptop then. I'll quickly look for a job. I had to put that up because I know what it was for her going to work alone. I don't want her to come and see the man just slobby there. Not even they try to do anything. She knew the circumstances were in mine. She knew I was hardworking, but you still got to put the effort. Fast forward, 2007 now, or 2008, I've been working ever since, up to now. My wife's never been to work. I accepted it, like I said. It was the life I created in my head while I was growing up. The spoken word is powerful. Be careful, because the Holy Ghost might be hearing. You don't want to be wishing things you can't take care of. Anyway, that's how I got it. And now, I won't lie to you. We've been together since 2005. So that's my arithmetic. I don't know. People calculate later. And we've not had any shouting match or any of that, because I'm not that type. I can talk a lot, but I'm that type when I know there's friction, I'll walk out. I go running, I go walking, and we'll just walk in and come back. Or I can relax in the house with my bottle of whiskey. But truly and truly, there's been long period when she's been very, very unattractive to me. And Celia's already hit everything in there, and it's because of what we see outside. I work in a profession where it's filled up with women, so to speak. So, and truly, I see people with pencil skirts. I like this. The leggings, is it leggings? The one I told you, the hose. I like the hose there, or what women wear. I like it a lot. It's what first attracts me. And I see women wearing this. And I've actually bought because on the back of that for my wife, and she will not wear it because the idea is I'm not to go anywhere where I go wear them anyway. You know that kind of thing. And now I'm getting thoughts in my head. What did they do this woman now? Come on. Okay, now she's not a tie rapper. My mom brought rapper for her. She tied on once or twice, but that was it. Okay, she just in a nightgown or just a t-shirt.
Loungewear.
That's it. You know, but still, she became very, very, very unattractive. This is no fault of hers. And it's not just about the sexual side of things. It's also about the commitment, the pressure we are under, especially in this part of the world, this European part of the world where you got to pay bills. Bills don't pay themselves. Nobody listens to you when you're not able to pay your bills. So that pressure is the bigger part that really actually made her unattractive first. Because I come back from work, I look at the bills, I look at everything piling up, and I look at her there, I'm like, she's not even trying to look for work or anything. And sex is not even coming up, because even if she wanted it, I won't be, my mind is saying no. And I've said it before, right? I'm not hiding it. I've been months and months and months and months on end without touching my wife. This is all part of that being on an attractive cycle because she's a stay-at-home mom. But because I reflect a lot, I always quickly come back to reality and say, hey, hang on. She did work before when you were stay-at-home dad, and now it's not our fault. We came to this conclusion, take care of the kids at home. It was a conscious decision we made. So why are you not fretting over her being unattractive? But truly and truly, hand to my chest, yes, they become very, very unattractive, and it's no fault of theirs. But as men, we need to take a step back and see why that situation is like that, and then realize it's what we agreed to do. It's no fault of hers or one person.
Okay, yeah? Jude, thank you for that. Now let me come back to you. When you said sex doesn't even come into your head, because I don't want, I'm not, for this topic, I really don't want us to dwell to even mention the financial aspect of it. I know it has to do as well, yes, because sometimes you can find that unattractive too. But now let me come to the sex aspect, because you mentioned that sex wasn't even in your head. How do you mean? What do you mean by sex wasn't in your head? Is it that because you didn't find her attractive, or because, I don't know, what was the reason?
Yeah. Look, the mind works. I'm not a psychologist, but definitely, like one of your shows I was watching, I think it was Ajike who mentioned it. She said, from the morning when you wake up, that's when that love make your sex is actually playing. If you don't walk well from that morning, nighttime, you're not in the mood. So if I come home after I've seen Sarah, see Ivanka, see Beauty, all of them looking all that gorgeous and all of that, and I come home to a woman just wearing nightwear all morning, not even try to change, not even use any cologne, you know, it walks on the man. I'm like, oh, something I come back to. So whether you like it or not, I'm the type I built my own woman that I wanted to marry. I like natural hair. I don't like makeup. I've said it before. My wife don't do any of that. You see what I mean? But truly and truly, all of this becomes, it's normal now. I've normalized it. I see it all the time. Well, what's new? There's nothing there. I need that kind of surprise. It's not coming. Some women are very good, they'll do it. I'm not saying my wife is not creative there, but I don't know how to really say, but yes, sex, just get out of the mind because you don't find them attractive. Probably it's not just because they're a stay-at-home mom. Probably it's just because of what I feed myself, feed my thoughts when I'm at work, everything that I see. Yeah, probably it's just that.
Jude, do you think it would have made a difference, right? If maybe because you said you bought her those tights and whatnot, and she still doesn't wear, because look at it, where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. So why should I be wearing those? Yeah. So do you think maybe 3 nights out of 5, right? Or 2 nights out of 5 before you come back from work, and maybe she knows that, okay, he's going to be back from work any minute now. Let me just wear something and wear those tights. Would you have appreciated that more?
I think that will make big difference. You remember we watch movies. I know movies, people say they're not real, but they do mimic real things. You've watched those movies when Oga come home and the wife is trying to make some little pasta in the kitchen and she's wearing this sexy Jose, and the man is saying, oh honey, I'm so tired. And the woman said, come here, let me feed you. And she kicks and she's tearing his clothes apart. We all want that. It's life. It does. But I don't want to, you come home and you open your door yourself and you're not getting that. And you're not getting that, so to speak. London is busy, man. You're in the kitchen trying to whip up your own food. So it becomes unattractive. But if she does that show for me, a lady told me she had a pole dancing thing she would use. Give the husband a bit of a show. Look, it's us. It's our transactional thing together. We're living together. there's need for give and take. But yes, definitely, it does become unattractive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not every day, but maybe just once a week or twice a week. That would have made a difference, right? Or
Yes,
that would have
of
helped.
course, of course.
Okay, Funsho, let me come to you. I know you've said severally on the show, you and your wife, you work in the same company. So your wife is not a stay-at-home mom. But what if you found yourself in this situation? What do you think? How is that going to affect your relationship? Would you find your wife unattractive?
Yeah, I think I'll find her unattractive because we are shaped by our experiences and by places we've been to, places we've lived, and like that. Growing up, my mom was very industrious. She was a fashion designer and she hated staying idle. She didn't believe that my dad's money was her money. So it was the same mentality I grew up with, that my wife has to like be able to like cater for herself, even if I'm there, you know. And I remember there were times where workplace, a shop were closed, and she converted the balcony of the house into a shop, and she was making sales from there. So she didn't want to stay idle. So growing up, just like Jude said, I had a picture of what I wanted for my own life also. I wanted just 2 kids. I wanted a wife that could go to work, and I wanted someone that is educated, because there are things that I also saw with uneducated one. Although let's just remove that one from the mix. But I wanted someone that was working. There was no way I was going to be. I don't think I'll be able to cope with the going to work and my wife's at home all day. Fine, I know the kids now coming. Like I have a kid now, and my wife has been on maternity leave for like I think close to 2 years now. So she's been home, but she's eager to go back to work. Let's just put it that way. So I don't think I'll be able to like cope with me going to work every day and coming to meet my wife. See, it gets to a point that you won't even appreciate her again, because you feel she's idle. She doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, because you come home and you expect the dishes to have been done, you expect food to have been made, you expect the house to have been arranged, and she's trying to tell you that she's not been joking since morning, that she has been doing this, she has been taking care of your baby and everything, but you find it hard to like actually plug in, to actually understand what she's actually been doing, you know? And like Jude said, I want to see my wife dressed like Sarah in the office. You know, I want her to, you know, most of the times when we work together, like you said, rightly said, most of the times when we leave work, I may not buy, I can have the same shirt for 3 years, 4 years, I won't change it. But my wife, I want her to be spick and span. Like we can go after from the office, or immediately as we're getting our salary, we'll go straight to the shop and tell her, okay, that I saw in the office, I want you to get the same thing. There's this red lipstick. I love it when ladies put it on and it stays there very, very red. I told her, can you get the reddish one?
This one was past me.
I want to be seeing it. It's expensive. I said, she was like, that's it. They said, I said, don't worry, go and get it. How much is it? We can afford it. I want you to be always putting it, you know, that kind of thing. I want to see it on my lady, dressed like office woman and go to the office like I'm, you know. So I can't imagine her staying at home forever.
So Funsho, how has the last 2 years been where she's been on maternity leave? How has that been?
Yeah, like I said, thanks to COVID, so now we all work at home.
So can she put on the lipstick? Funsho, do you expect her to put on the lipstick at home even though she's not going to work?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say now is that thanks to COVID, even myself, I wake up maybe 5 or 10 minutes to start at work, and I just go straight to the computer. I don't really take care of anything. You get?
Oh wow!
But
you can say wow.
There wasn't COVID. Let's say there wasn't COVID. It would have been
wonderful.
Tough. So that's what I'm trying to say.
So COVID is a great leveler.
Yeah, exactly. So one of us now we just wake up and we just.
Thank God for COVID. Well, let's still consider.
Okay. So Funsho, you didn't answer my question. Thank God for COVID. But in the midst of that, do you expect her to wear the red lipstick at home with the high heels and prance around? Would you expect that from her sometimes?
Actually, my wife does that some of the times. She just wakes up and says, okay, I want to spice things up. She does what she has to do on time, then dresses up, and I'm like, Madam, where did you go? No, can't I just be sexy for my husband? You know, that kind of thing. I was like, okay.
Okay, Ajike, let me come to you because honestly, your facial expression could have killed this man on the panel. So let me come to you, Ajike. Let it flow.
You know, from what the both of them have said, the only thing I can just bring out is that if you communicate with your wife that, okay, I like these things, maybe she may do them. I don't know. But me, when I started out, when I got married, I was working. I was working in a bank. And I'm still working. But I am more of a stay-at-home mom. I work from home, more like I run businesses. Now, what I'm trying to bring us is that when you wake up in the morning, I don't know about other people, but my son is my business. I always tell people that my son is my business. I don't know how you run your home, but I run a tight ship on my son. From music to abacus to swimming to this to that, I don't know. So it's not as if I don't have time for my husband. Don't get me wrong. But he has to communicate to me that, Madam, I'm feeling left out. So I'm doing my best. That's the truth of the matter, because I'm also catering for him. I'm cooking, I'm keeping the house running. Running a home is a business. I don't know about how other people are running their homes, but from when I wake up to when I don't even have time to sleep in the afternoon. So I don't know these other things. Maybe come by the time I'm even done. So even these leggings that people are talking about, I cannot wear it. I cannot wear these leggings. So if I don't know about other people, I cannot wear the leggings. That's the truth. But my husband has to make me understand that, okay, Ajike, maybe I'm feeling left out, or I'm feeling, yeah, we have to communicate. I don't know how to explain this thing because this who is running a business is going to work. Me too, I'm at my own place of work. So maybe if I come and I don't know how to adjust because this whole drama of sex.
So Ajike, let me ask you. So all these things you say you run a tight ship, which is great. You take your son to the different activities that he has to go to. Now, I'd like to think, I mean, I don't know, I'm just guessing, right? Which I think I might be right. So he goes to school in the morning. Do you drop him off in the morning at school?
I drop him myself.
Okay, so you drop him at school and then you come home. So when you get home, I suppose you have to do your cooking, cleaning, going to the shops and whatnot.
I don't do any of that. Okay. That's the truth. I hardly cook, I hardly clean.
So,
but, let me use myself as an example. I also care for my parents.
Okay.
So my son's school's very near where my parents live. So when I wake up in the morning, we go to their house, I take care of him, drop him off at school, then I start with them. Now, my parents are not people that have to brush their teeth or anything, but I also run my dad's business. Okay, go here, go there, do these transactions here and there. So, but I'm working from home. I'm not going to, naturally, the kind of person I am. That's why personality also comes to play. Naturally, I'm not the dress-up kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that wake up in the morning on a good day and start looking for makeup, looking for dress. I look for the most practical things, and that's who I am. So if my husband now comes one morning and says, Ajike, you're not sexy enough, you did not marry sexy Ajike, you married a normal Ajike.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Ajike,
you have to understand who you married. Some women, some women, they will wake up in the morning, even before they do any other thing, they will dress up, pest, do their nails. I have friends that stay at home moms, their nails are to the nines. Their makeup, but naturally for me, the kind of person I am, that is not my person. So that's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, it's going to be a role of communication. Now, fine, look, very, very truthful. My husband may not find me attractive when I'm doing those things. But I think it's his duty, if he wants to save this marriage, that, okay, Ajike, I'm feeling that, okay, I'm not attractive enough, or I feel that, okay, should wear this. Maybe I will now look at the calendar or the schedule of the day. Because Uncle Jude said something there. Mr. Jude said when he calls somebody to hug him and kiss him and wear something, my son is in the house. Why will I wear the bum shorts for him to see? I don't want him to see my bum now. So how will I be saying, except he sleeps before my husband comes?
Okay, so Ajike, what I want to try and squeeze out from you right now is, people might argue that, okay, yes, all well and good. So you look after your parents, your son, and all of that. But what time do you then have to spend for your husband? Keeping in mind that you're a stay-at-home mom, right? I don't want to use that word very loosely, because I'm not trying to not appreciate the other things that you do, which can also be as hard as going to work. Hold on one second. So people would argue that, okay, yes, you do this, you do that. What time do you now have to spend for your husband and think about your husband? I know you're talking about communication, but you cannot always wait for your husband to tell you what he wants. You too, hold on, Ajike, one moment. You have to envisage what your husband would want and do those. And people might also think in Nigeria, where girls are serving it on the plate without you even asking, and you are here just saying, if he doesn't ask, so does it bother you at all that if he doesn't ask, which means he's getting it out there?
Well, I won't want to say that. I won't want to give my opinion on that here. But for me, when he comes at night and maybe my son has gone to sleep, that's it. That's the time that we have.
That's when you get freaky.
So you have the time for him then at night when your son is in bed. Yeah, okay.
He has not slept off, or he himself has not slept off, because I want to believe that he too is also busy. Because in Lagos, by the time you drive from Lekki to mainland, the drive by himself, because maybe himself he has. So those are the things that you have to look at. It's not just about. Okay, hold on. Ajike,
hold on 1 minute. Yori, we want to come to you, but Yori, just wait for 1 minute. I know Jude and Funsho want to say something. Jude, let me come to you first. What do you want to say?
Oh, quick one. I think, I don't know the trajectory of the questions, but we must not lose sight of what the question is. You find your stay-at-home wife unattractive. It's not about the sexiness. It's not about that leggings thing. All of that is just, they say the rest Najara. That's just by the wayside. Finding her unattractive is in the notion that she does not go to work. That's why I said earlier, I said, don't belittle that aspect that women do at home, because women have fought so strongly and badly to be recognized that they do more. Government should be paying them, but we've not gotten there yet. I'm not belittling any of that at all, but I'm saying for Jude, this is how I feel. I think Funsho touched on it. It's not about dressing up for me. That is just Jara on the side. The leggings that I like, the hosieres that I like, they're by the side. But deep down, psychologically, I do feel her unattractive, sort of like she's not working, she's not doing anything. And the pressure comes from the bills. We cannot diverse both. You know, so
men will agree with Jude. That's the truth of the matter. Because he has said it all. You come back, your wife is tired, she has worked. Most men will feel that way. I can say he has spoken for most men. But at the same time, I will also retract and say attractiveness also varies. It also varies. Like now, there are some stay-at-home moms that the money that they are bringing in. I can give an example here. There's a lady, Lagos housewife. The money she's pulling in from her platform is not small. Even if she's not the finest woman on earth, the husband will find her attractive for that money.
Okay, now let me wait, Ajike, before you go, now let me clarify something, right? Now, they stay at home and they stay at home. This goes for both men and women, right? So there are men and there are women, there are people, men, women, people, right? That they don't dress up in the morning and go to they don't dress up in the morning and go to the office, but they have their businesses, right? So they might not even dress up in the morning and go to their shops or go to their business places, but their business is maybe at home and they do their thing at home. So they might be lounging around the whole day in their lounge wear and not really dressing up in and whatnot, but they are bringing money home. I think for me, right? For me to start finding my partner unattractive is when he's not bringing any money in.
That's it. That's what I've been saying.
But
what do you bring to the table?
I don't want to.
What do you bring to the table?
Aspect is very.
But you don't want to go there. But that's the thing. That's the key.
But I don't want us to dwell into it because I'm just also looking at other aspects of it. Okay, Yori, I want to really come to you. But Funsho, do you have anything to say before we move on to Yori?
Yeah. So basically, with everything Ajike has said, that she takes care of her son, then she takes care of the dad's the family business. In the end of the day, she brings something home. I don't categorize her as a stay-at-home mom again.
Okay, Ajike, do you bring something home at the end of the day?
What I bring home is my money. It's for me. I didn't bring it home for you.
Our money. I don't understand. Can you share more light?
You know they buy your husband card. You know they buy your shirt sometimes.
Now, let me clarify on that. Now, when I say my money, it's not like I'm saying Oga take. I'm not going to come to him and say, this thing has finished, this thing has finished. I will use it for the things that we need in the house.
Yeah, it's still our money.
Okay,
it's
so
let
me come to you.
It's going to make life easier for him because it's not like I'm coming out.
Yes.
That's
the attractiveness. That's the attractiveness.
Yeah, you're attractive.
That's being
so,
attractive.
For it's to sort of, for me, in my own home, I think that it sort of compensates for the lack of appearances.
So let me say it this way then. So Ajike, to an extent, you're not a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah,
because you work and you bring in stay-at-home moms are moms that do not contribute financially to the home. All they do is stay at home and look after the child.
It's not every time also they pay. It's not every time also we pay.
Okay. But let me just say this now. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to demean stay-at-home moms because as Jude said earlier, jobs that they do can be it can be a lot. Okay, so I'm not trying to demean what they do just because they're not bringing any money in financially.
No, I'm not demeaning it in any way. Okay. But the truth of the matter is that even the normal stay-at-home moms are not even that we feel that they are not bringing anything in. No matter what, once in a while, their brain is not dead. They went to school. Their brain once in a while. Something will pick and money must come in. You understand? My mom was what we call the traditional stay-at-home mom. But once in a while, like that time, she will carry her machine and sew. And my friend is going to the bar, her friend will, in those days, 200 now, and she will use it for something or do whatever the case. So I must believe that there's no human being on earth that would like to just rely on someone solely. Somehow you will be pushed to do something. So we can't say somehow they'll be doing something.
Okay, Ajike, you'll be surprised to know that there are a lot of women that don't really care. They just want to rely on their husband because they feel that's his responsibility. Yori, let me come to you. How do you see all this?
Now, everyone has said quite a lot. I'm going to go back. After we got married, I was working, before we got married, I was doing long hours. It was just me and Tule anyway. So after we got married, it was a conscious decision that I needed to just do a 9 to 5. And I was like, okay, fine. So I quit my job. And because Tule was traveling a lot then, we had a dog. So he would come back from work and I wasn't doing anything. And that used to infuriate him. Like, what the hell are you not? I became unattractive. It was an issue for him. And given the fact that we didn't even have a child then, and it was like, we will come back and I could see this sense of, you're still not dressed, you still do this, So we were newlyweds and we were already having an issue. And our issue born the fact that it wasn't about money. He could afford our bills. But the fact that he came back and I was doing absolutely nothing. So, and that's from there onwards, I saw how he behaved. And I made a conscious decision that I would never put myself in that situation. I.e., I would always be gainfully employed, and I sense that I need to be doing something. Sometimes it's sexy for you to be out there. You come home and you meet your partner, even if they're not working, but they've put themselves together. And you're not just coming to meet a rag Barbie. It does something to your hormones. Yeah. It does.
It arouses you, regardless. Yeah.
You come in. Yeah, you be like, dude, what's up? How are you? Blah, blah. You can even start, freaking yourself over while you're cooking the rice. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not always about the sex. Like, we need to just do something. It's that, you're still there. You know that connecting look, you're still there. So I know stay-at-home moms, it's not easy. I wasn't a stay-at-home mom, but I chose to stay at home, although I had a little pet I was looking after. We didn't have children. And I know having children could be another layer of issue. You wake up, kids are at work. So stay-at-home mom, they give a valuable service. What they need to do, and I'm not saying I'm better off because I'm working, is be still relevant in your marriage. Don't lose focus of yourself. Sometimes it's for you. It's not even for the guy. You get what I'm saying? When you be like, check my babe out. She doesn't have a job, but man, she's doing something. It helps your psychology. It helps you think. It helps you just being present. So It's not easy. And sometimes stay-at-home dads, it happens. Circumstances make the situation happen when men have lost their jobs and I can imagine coming back and you're not doing anything. The hell that will fall on you. Like,
sorry, when you say no, okay, like in the case of the man you come home, you meet him not doing anything. What do you mean by anything? I really want to understand that anything, because I've been hearing anything. Because that anything for me, what would be unattractive for me if I come home, if I'm like my husband loses his job, I come home, what would be unattractive would be that he did not try to look for a job that day. He didn't even put on his laptop. He did not try to hustle to get a job. For me, that would be it. It's not that if you like, let him wear loungewear, let him not comb his hair, that's his business. For me, my own would be that, uncle, did you on computer today? Did you look for work? How far? How many CVs went out? How many business proposals went out? So that's what I'm saying, that unattractive is very broad.
Remember, Ajike, I said it earlier. I said when my wife worked, when I was home, due to circumstances.
Yes.
But half an hour before she came, I would open that laptop even if I was sleeping. This is me. She will watch it. I'm telling the truth. And it's now you get into the nitty-gritty of the attractiveness. They're not doing anything. It's so big. The anything is this. The posts have not been opened. We're talking about London now. The posts have not been opened. Whether there was bills to be attended to, you've not done it. So you're waiting for the guy to come home, open the letters and say, oh my God, we need to pay this bill. Oh my God, this bill is overdue. And the letter's been there since 7 days. What have you been doing? Can't you just open a damn letter, for Christ's sake? It's all those things that we call the anything. Oh, this one don't finish. Why you not know say Gary don't finish for house? What did they do? I go walk. Gary don't. Hey, God have mercy. Look, I'll tell you one thing that happened. Let me tell you one thing that happened. I've been in this country since 2003. I don't know how I forgot that Christmas Eve, that shops finish 5 o'clock after all these years. I don't know how I forgot. I was at work. My wife was at home. I thought, I like my whiskey, man. I kept telling myself, when I get home, we'll go do shopping together. My wife has just been at home all day. Trust me, it was the year 2018 Christmas. We had no single food on Christmas Day. I'm not joking. Because by the time I came home, I jumped in the car. I ran to Sainsbury's next to me. Closed. I'm like, what's happening? Went to Morrison's. Closed. Went to Asda. Closed. Went to Tesco. Closed. That's when it dawned on me that, oh my God, shops actually close 4 and 5. Now we have nothing. Not even alubara, no onions at home. Now it got worse for me because I need my alcohol now. If I don't even get food, but I need my drink now. Now I came home. Who do you think I will put that on? I'm like, madam, you did house since. How come you not go shop? For Christ's sake, these are all the unattractiveness. It piles up. Yeah. And trust me, I ran till midnight. Trust me, before I could get myself a drink. I traveled so far out of my area, like 1 hour, to go get a Tesco that was 24 hours. And I got rubbish food, but I got my drink.
True. Let me pitch this to you. Like you come in from work, you've been working all day, and you come into the house and you meet someone that is not even dressed. You be like, what the fuck? The least you could do was bath. The least you could do.
It's true, my man.
That's for you.
Hold on. The least you could do is wear a fucking shirt. Is that too much to ask?
No.
You see where something else is.
Wash your face with water. You don't have to use soap.
Yeah. That's for you. For me, I don't care. If you like, don't bath. That's so for me, the only unattractiveness that money is not coming in. That's for you. You care about somebody having his bath. I don't care. For me, that bath is not my business. If you want to do, go and bath me. Oh yeah, no way. But if I don't have anything to do with you, you'll be all right with that bath. You're not bath.
Oh my God.
Hold on, but see, that's where you take the spontaneity out of the relationship.
There's no fuel. Let me correct myself. There's no fuel. There's no deal. Then you were in this house last year. So for me, that's big. But then you didn't have your bath. So like me now, God knows that when they are going and they'll be cleaning the car. The car must be clean.
Do you know one thing? Ajike, hold on 1 minute. Do you know one thing I've seen? I think the problem we have, UK, Europe, is different from the problem the people in Nigeria have. Because our own is just bath and look good. Just wear clothes. But your own is, if you like, no bath, but where the money? Where is the job? Do you understand?
It used to be romantic seeing men coming from work in the supermarket trying to grab a milk or two for the home. It becomes annoying when every 3 days the wife is saying, "Are you close to home? Buy milk." I'm like, Christ's sake, you their houses, go get yourself milk. And they tell you the truth. It's bad. It's no longer romantic.
In my house, my husband does not know how things get into the house. He has given me the money he expects to see them in the house. Except maybe one say, okay, sorry, maybe in fact I won't bother myself because my husband might by the time he's come back, it's already late. Except want to eat suya. That's what he said in the night.
Funsho, you wanted to say something. Let's hear
I want to say that I think in the long run, what works for the first half of a twin, like a Taiwo in Yoruba, does not work for Kende. You know, so the way it works for Ajike might not work for the other guys like that. You know, I believe that even if you are home since morning, you should take your bath. You know, you should at least, you know, I'm closing by maybe 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I'll soon be home. Even if you have not done anything since morning, by the time I'm coming home, you should at least try to freshen up and see. Let me see a different person when I get home. You understand?
Oh, well, I think that's the least you can do.
Ajike, you find rich anyway. That's why body they catch you.
That's the barest minimum you can do.
And the fact that she says she cannot wear this what Jude likes at home.
Yeah.
I think for the husband, if the husband says he really likes this, even with the sun around, you can always tie a wrapper around it. When the sun goes up, you fling it off. And
I want to see that the leg, bro. Not even the backyard, though.
No. Funsho, you didn't get me wrong. You didn't get me right. I said, you know, Jude said something like, you know, welcoming the person at the door. You know, you just put some things. I mean, my own son is by my side. It's by my shadow. You cannot be doing those things.
But you can still kiss. You can still kiss your husband. But you can still kiss your husband if your son's there.
We kiss. No, that one welcome. You kiss, you accept the person, you know, all those kind of things. But it's not like me personally. In as much as I am also very busy, I am I'm highly intellectual. I'm always reading one book. I want to do my PhD now. I want to do this. So at times, I'm doing. Lecturer is talking to me from Paris. Is teaching me something at 8 o'clock as he's coming back. Welcome. This is how we probably greet ourselves. Welcome. It's later we can help. You understand?
You see, Ajike, you don't fit into the box for typical stay-at-home we were talking about. You're doing things. You're doing a PhD. You're working. You're bringing something in.
Yes. So someone like me, maybe that's why. Because
that's the reason why.
I can't explain. That's how I am. I'm kind of person. I will just go. I will do this. I will do that. So I'm always on. And my husband finds that attractive. He likes the fact that I will tell my friends that my wife is doing her PhD.
Now you're talking. So you're not the typical one we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? You see what we're saying? You're not the typical one.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me give you a very good example.
Yeah.
I am making, but that is how it should be. You should not just stay at home and lounge, but really everybody's
stay at home and lounge. Forget that thing.
Come to London and see.
What are you saying?
I was going to give one scenario, like when my wife just gave birth. Okay, my mother-in-law was here, then she left. Then I remember I went to work and I came back and she was on a call for a very, very long time. 30 minutes, 1 hour.
30 minutes long.
See me coming.
What are you doing?
No, I know the person she's talking to.
Okay.
They always tell her, I don't like you and this lady, when you start, you don't stop. Okay. Whenever I need your attention, please end this call. So I came in 30 minutes, 1 hour, and I was like, madam, you see me coming? You know, that kind of thing. Imagine if it's a stay-at-home mom doesn't do anything. And
you're talking on the phone.
She's on that long call. Man, disaster looming.
Disaster looming.
True.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but Ajike doesn't fit into this box we're trying to.
No, you doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't, because Ajike, the thing is, even though you are not dressing up and going to work, you're running things, yeah? And I know you said earlier that hustle doesn't pay every time, yeah? But what we're saying is, at least in a month, your hustle will pay to the point where you bring at least 20K into the home, yeah? And all those things, shopping is not my is not 1 naira, it's not 2 naira. When you go to the market and say, let me get bits and bobs, before you know, you'll spend 20K. That's 20K that your husband does not have to give you. That's 20K that you do not have to go and ask your husband for. But I'm telling you, unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there. Even sanitary pads, they are waiting for their husband.
Even
Max money. You understand? And the funny thing is, anyway, that maybe that one is a whole nother topic on its own, because some of these women, maybe they might even have money coming in, but they just want to remain.
I'm hoping that women would understand that their brains are not just there to wash babies and have babies and wash plates and clean the house and tie wrapper around the waist. There are so many things you can do. Now I'm even doing courses online. I did 2 3 months courses, become Scrum Master, no agile, do this, do that, and stay at home and make money from home. I don't know how people will just sit down. I like money. Money is my love language. So maybe because I like money, I used to go and look for how to make money. Because my husband, the money he gives me is enough. So I don't know about them. Maybe the money they're giving them is okay. So I think that's the issue. Maybe the money they're giving them is okay. And the thing is that I want to be a model for my child. My son to see me working.
You have nailed it all. Stop there. That's it. That's the killer. It's a model. This is what I even say to my other half. What are you setting aside for them?
Me and him now today an issue. He was doing his abacus assignment and he didn't get it right. And he wanted to start crying. And I told the guy, I just finished my French class. You saw the teacher giving me 0, 0, 0 here. And I didn't I didn't cry. You too, you can't cry. So he sees me living my life. I'm not lounging, I'm not pressing phone from morning to night. I don't even watch TV. So he knows his TV time is reduced. So in as much as I'm living the life of a stay-at-home mom, I want him to know that we are not living just in this place. We are going to go out. You have to you have to put in some culture, some values into them. And if they just there's nothing I hate more than that African magic Yoruba that they'll just sit down and be watching. Oh my God, that thing can just annoy me. Why?
Okay, Ajike, let me just bring it back in now. So we would like to think, obviously you said a lot about your son and all of that, which is great. And as parents, I think it's good that we're role models for our children. Our children, we should be the first role models for our children before they go and start choosing people like Bobrisky and James Brown as role models.
What is wrong with them? Nothing wrong with them.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, that one another topic, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them, but is that who you want your child to emulate? That one is another topic. But so what I want to know is, in all of this, what you're saying is your husband is not neglected in all of this, right? Because now let's look at it from this angle. Since although we've said you're not a stay-at-home mom, but you kind of thought that you were a stay-at-home mom. So do you think at all, or do you have any reason to suspect or to think that, hold on, maybe my husband might not be finding me attractive? Does that cross your mind at all?
Yes, definitely yes. Because my husband runs his own business. He works with a lot of young girls. They come, at times they have to come pick some things. I see them. I might compare myself with them at times, maybe body. I know that they are not as intelligent as myself. I might, if I do say so myself, but body-wise, they look nice, but if I continue to worry like that, I will die young and my son will suffer. So I have gotten myself to that mental young woman, please, I might worry and I might ask him, I can't behave me anyhow, and he will now ask what happened. And I might say, okay, maybe you have girlfriend. The normal, me, I don't know how to do all those. I'll just you have girlfriend outside. And I say, no, I don't have something. We'll not talk about this, we'll discuss it and all that. But the matter is that how many things do I want to worry about? He too is trying. We have to cut our men to some slack. The pressure, rent, children, school fees, this one. This is the other a lot of pressure. So I try not to just add my own wahala to it, and I just pray to God that I'm faithful. That's the most I can do. If he's unfaithful too, I cannot beat him. I cannot fight him, and I'm not leaving my marriage because of it. So,
okay. Well, I think on that note, we'll end it here. This has been a very interesting topic. Does anybody have anything to add before we close? No?
I think if I just quickly say, we must not diminish the role of the so-called stay-at-home mother, because they do a lot. They do a lot from schoolwork, homework, all of that. You bring in the money, great. But talking about the environment where we live, if this was Africa, that pressure wouldn't be there, you know. But we live in this Western society, especially London, where look, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Nobody really cares about you. It's all closed strangers living amongst each other. You don't pay your bill today, you're homeless. Simple. You'll be assessing the system from the outside as an external person, and you will know when it really hits you. So the pressure is different for different societies. So while we're not diminishing the role of the stay-at-home moms at all, yes, there's need for what Ajike was saying. Those little courses there, do one or two. Show that you're doing something to better yourself, because it's all about the mental ability here. Bringing children up is not a small case too. That is mental training. You can never go to university to get that. No amount of training will give you that as well. But Ajike, I think it was mentioned it, or I don't know if it was Yori. Look, as a human, this is why I tell everybody, and I tell my wife this: you are your own being. I'm my own being. You're responsible for bettering yourself. I'm not responsible for that. I can only say, hey, I think you will do well in that. Go do it. No, at the end of the day, it is your decision. I choose to be bettering myself. If you decide to remain where you are, it's your business. You are your own human being. I'm my own. Whatever you choose to do, we'll support each other to do it. But I can't force no one. Absolutely not. And the aspect of doing dishes and all of that, it's never been my issue, because like I said, my mom brought us up in a way where as you grow older, you do all the house chores. So that's how we do it. So I'm in the kitchen, all of that. Don't bother me. But like I said, it can get too much, because we're all humans as well. Imagine you take some things from work. You take a lot of stress from riding the London on the ground, and you come home, man. The last thing you want to see is a sink filled with dishes. You know what I mean? It immediately kicks something that wasn't there. Yeah. We are all mental beings. We walk around, our head is going like that. Ajike said it. You're doing this, you're thinking about that, you're thinking this, you're thinking that. Nobody knows what's going on in your mind, and nobody knows what will set it off. So as humans, we're all responsible for bettering ourselves. That's the last word I want to leave.
All right.
I think for me, what I'll say, and I really want to say this for women actually, because if you look at the percentage of stay-at-home parents, women tend to do this quite a lot. And in some situations, when the men, no disrespect to Funsho and Jude, get a little bit of coins, they move on. And as a woman, if you've not bettered yourself, in such to say, you're left there being a bitter woman. So you don't necessarily have to go out to find a job. There's so many free courses they're running nowadays. We're in the era of artificial intelligence and all this wanting. People need to add to their skill set, so that if push comes to shove and tomorrow this man decides to walk out, you can stand on your 2 feet. You don't become depressed and then drag your children down with you. So that's my own take. Do something. Look for something that you like. Don't let them push you and say, okay, this is what everyone is doing. You have to do that. No, you know your sit skill. You know what you're good at. Try and do something. Do something. Do something. So that when they say something happened, boosh, the man walks. You can then put your bricks together on a solid foundation that you've laid. If not, you're at the mercy of a man that says, well, you're not good to me now and you're never going to be good to yourself. So I must well just be in the dust.
And I think as well, this is why some women stay in abusive relationships, because they've been stay-at-home mothers, and unfortunately they haven't financially, they can't stand, they're not independent. So they end up staying in abusive relationship because they're like, oh, where do I start from? I can't cater for the children by myself. I can't leave this man. I have to stay there. So I think as married women or men, you should always do something for yourself. Be independent financially. At least we're not saying you have to get to the point where you're financially independent. You don't need your partner anymore. Because when you look at it, sometimes your partner also wants to know that you need them financially, because that fulfills something in them. But in all of this, I think women, men, if you're in a relationship, try and have your own money, try and make your own money, try and have a source where your own money is coming from, so that if you find yourself in a situation where you can no longer remain in that relationship, financial problem will not be a reason for you to stay in that relationship. And on that note, we're going to end it. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you all for this has been a very educative and interesting discussion, and we'll see you again next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.